What is up, YouTube? How's it going? Shout out to Colin Grant, Craig James, John, and Mel and Rye. Hell yeah. Thank you guys. Anyone that wants to join in the live chat, I might post the link. I'm in Albuquerque, New Mexico right now. We just wrapped up the Tesla Tech conference, and man, geez, what the heck is going on? I want to show some videos of the conference and kind of give like a little overview. We took a trip out to Roswell to the crash site in Corona, New Mexico yesterday. Let me see if I can't. I'm going to stop the share. Do a screen share. It's going to get crazy for a second, but hold on. Going into the direct dimensions. All right, so this is apparently the Roswell marker on the Roswell crash site at these coordinates. You guys can look up. And the site that I think we didn't go deep enough, I think the site that we went to was around here or something. I'm not sure now that I'm backtracking and going over the video and everything in my trip. So I'm thinking tomorrow I might rent a car and go back out to the site to try to find the actual site, because I think we were here about a mile away from the actual site. This is the site I think we explored, this rock outcropping and cavern and stuff. So I think that we didn't quite go far enough. This gate was closed when we got there, and we have an interview with the owner, which I'm going to play for you guys here now. Let me see if I can't find that video. Jesus. This one maybe. This is it. Yep. See, this is the neighbor.
Hello. Is this the way to the crash site? Is this the way to the crash site? Oh, we passed it already? Oh, sweet. You live around here?
Can you still get in there?
No, it's closed off. The new owners don't let anybody in there.
They don't let anyone in there.
Yeah, I guess you can walk. There's BLM like on this hill that you can get to, but where the gate is.
Yeah, but they won't let you in.
Okay. So we should go back to the top of the hill and take the wheel. Oh, sweet. Is there like a monument there? Or?
They moved it to Roswell.
They moved the monument to Roswell.
Wow, huh?
So it's out there at the top of the mountain?
It's not easy to find. There's nothing there. I mean, with that monument not there no more?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yep.
Yeah, we got a GPS coordinate which takes us around here. So.
Yeah, we got GPS. It's on that hill. Oh, we can't see from here, but it's right back in there.
Okay.
Like a mile and a quarter from the fence.
A mile and a quarter from the fence. Okay, let's try and do that. What's your name? Bob. Nice to meet you, Bob.
Thank you.
He's the alien scientist on YouTube.
So then we went back up the hill. We saw this gate right here. That's when he drove past us. But we continued. So anyways, we poked around. It's a really hard crash site to find apparently, and this was all blocked off. So we actually had to drive down this road and then backtrack. So there was no direct way to get there. I think this is where we had gone before, and it was blocked off where he was at this turnaround. So I'm wondering if Bob wasn't in fact the new owner of this property, and he was just saying that the new owners, whatever, because he was just the way he acted was kind of weird there. But anyways, yeah, what do you guys think about that guy and that random neighbor and what he had to say? Yeah, it's a beautiful area, man. It's really I'm going to show more videos of this Mexico. So we actually went out to this lab. I want to show videos of that lab because that lab was one of the greatest things of the entire trip. And I want to show people that. No, I don't want it like that. Yeah, like this, so you guys can see me and the videos. I'll show you guys some stuff first. All right, we are now going to try the med beds. Yeah, so these things were super cool. They had these. I guess it's like a personal sauna.
Feel
A little.
I'm starting to feel a little hot. It's nice and cozy in here.
All right, should I do it? Here goes nothing, guys. Yes, I'm up here. My roommate's back, so you guys can all say hello to Chuck. Can you hold it?
I hold it.
Yeah, stream right now. Oh, boy. We're live on YouTube. Say hi, Chuck.
Are you?
Get me and him.
So right now I got both you guys.
This is the mic right here, but this is a different. But yeah, the voice came through good on your videos from this morning that I recorded.
Right. You look beautiful. That's perfect.
What's the health benefit?
So you
I'm-
already put it online?
I'm showing off the med beds right now. I haven't put your video online yet. I haven't put your video up yet. I'm just showing off the med beds right now and stuff.
Okay. Yeah, well,
Guys, I'd like you to say hello to Chuck. This is Chuck. Come on over here in the picture so that people can see you and say hello.
hi, this is me,
So Chuck's 81 years old.
81. Been working all day long, mechanic work. I'm all dirty and yucky. Hair's all messed up.
I'd never seen an old man with so much energy, and I helped him this morning a little bit on some mechanical work on the car for Steve Ellswick's car. It got broken down, and we actually we did a couple repairs on it. The strut had broken, and we bolted that back up, and then we got the whole fan out and replaced the fan clutch, and then
Yeah, there's a massive oil leak. Was dripping a drip about every 2 seconds when it was hot. So oil filter base was leaking. So
oh, man, you've been working all day. Wow, you need a hot shower.
yeah, yeah, you're right. I could use a hot shower. I'm gonna do more work tomorrow and probably take another shower. So yeah.
God bless you, man. Thank you. I'm sure Steve appreciates you helping him out like this and bailing him out so he can get.
Good news is about 81. Is that old age usually don't last very long, right?
Oh man,
Good thing I'm still young.
you got like 75 years left, I thought.
Yeah, well, it's still young. Got my whole life ahead of me yet. That's the way I figured. Just starting a new business and everything.
Right. No, I'm with you. We're gonna talk more about when Chuck gets out of the shower, maybe if we're still going, and he's got some good ideas for starting a church related to all this, like a whole community. He's on that same vibe of creating a whole UFO community and a research community because he's big into electronics. Actually, this guy's a genius with chips and he builds all kinds of crazy stuff. You ought to see the stuff he's got. I want to show you. Oh God, where's the shop? All right, so this is cool. Wait till you guys see this. Yeah, so I was on the flight out here, man.
Laboratory. There's Sandia Labs.
This is us driving to the lab. We stopped. Cool. I'm gonna get some footage on my phone. And we drove out to this.
You also have a.
So this is the lab. We got to the lab and I started filming this. No, sorry. This is not the lab. What am I saying? This is a laboratory supply warehouse. So this dude is the guy that owns it. His name's Jason, and he was super cool. And this place is in New. I posted about it on Twitter. This place is actually out in New Mexico, and it's a warehouse where they get all the used equipment from Sandia and Los Alamos, and they resell all that used scientific equipment and labs like us buy it up, and people like you guys watching will. Anyways, this is really cool because they had all the old EG&G stuff. Um, I like they have everything here. So everything, like all this old equipment and a lot of the old EG&G stuff. So
banks, man.
so basically all the equipment that um, Area 51 used for all these programs, you know, we now want to replicate these experiments and stuff. This is great that we can actually buy up their old used equipment now and use it to replicate these old experiments, which I thought was awesome. So we also ended up bringing. So this is just a peek of what they have at this warehouse, in case anyone's interested in going there and who needs scientific equipment. If you need used stuff and you need a good price on it, this is the spot. So we hit the mother lode. This was a jackpot with as far as finding the right equipment for doing science. And he's got apparently 2 other warehouses um, full of stuff too. And you can give him things if you got a specific piece of equipment that you need or anything, like he can order it for you and get it. He's pretty good about that. But anyways, we brought the best part is we brought the Kepler Aerospace guys out there. So we brought Brandenburg and his team, and Tony Robertson was there, who was a regular on the conference. Um, he's a member of the Kepler Aerospace team now. Here's a better shot of all the Kepler guys. But we brought them there, and they were like, "Holy crap!" They started picking out stuff and making a stack right away, because they're doing their own experiments out in Midland, Texas. That's where their company's out of, and so they were really appreciative that we brought them over there and hooked them up with this excellent resource for scientific equipment. And
that was in the 80s. You could have bought like 2 houses with that.
yeah, some of this equipment is like
Back in the 80s.
Houses.
we bought this equipment for $1,000 each. We bought these things for. These things are probably 100,000. They probably could have bought a house with those back in the 1980s. Is what we were bragging about right there. But we bought, one of these things for $1,000 for the lab. It's a specific frequency, gigahertz.
They custom make stuff all the time.
Wave producer. And the weirdest thing about it is yeah, look at that. The company that made these things is a company called Space. And we think it was like a custom company that they custom built this stuff for themselves, because we can't find anything about this company or any user manuals for the equipment. It looks like it was all like custom built stuff for Sandia Labs or Los Alamos Labs, and that this was like just a company that did it. And I don't know if anyone has any information on this company, please get a hold of us, because we thought that was one of the most curious things. This pulse microwave amplifiers, which are exactly what we need for the Alzaphon experiment, were made by this company called Space. So it's just, what were they used for and what were they researching? Probably the same stuff we are. Who knows? Anyways, I thought that was we thought that was like this one of the coolest things. In addition to all these. We show them, they just start jumping on their computer. This is Jason, who owns the whole place and the distribution company, and all these guys are from Kepler, and they just jumped right on and started digging through the database and getting stuff and looking up stuff to order and equipment to get for their experiments. So I thought that was awesome to be part of that and to witness that. So just wanted to share. Oh, you guys, am I even sharing this? Damn it, I'm not even sharing it. Hold on. You guys have to see that shop. I'm not even showing it.
They don't have a computer like that. Oh, okay.
So here's the space. This is the company.
I mean, they custom make stuff all the time that they can't get produced by Tektronix or HB or Agilent, or Keysight or whoever they're working with.
Yeah, so we're not gonna get an instruction manual on
Look at these things.
this
No,
stuff.
no.
Okay.
Space Microwave Laboratories Incorporated. So here's the pulse microwave amplifier and the model number and everything. If people can get us any information on this company, that would be greatly appreciated. We're trying to do some research, but I haven't had time. I'm just in Albuquerque for the last night here.
Yeah. And they go up to frequency hertz.
So I'm gonna do.
Equipment is organized.
I'm gonna share that window. I don't see that window anymore. Weird. Anyways, oh god, this is hard to this is hard to run on my laptop without two screens, man. StreamYard, you really need two screens. So, yeah, I actually I took that vid. Did I put it down? I'm gonna put it back up. I'm gonna put it back up. Yeah, so thank you for Paul for $5 for the super chat. I'm just gonna go back over here and read out some of the yeah, the video isn't showing. Sorry, I thought I was showing the video. It's hard to see what I'm doing because I'm only I'm only running the stream with one screen, so I can't see what I'm presenting. So it's a little bit harder for me to do on this laptop from the hotel room than I'm used to on at home. Sorry about that. I'm going to share. How come I don't have that window? So I'm gonna have to share the entire screen.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, we have a lot of fluid reactors.
Yeah, so this is the Kepler shop, Kepler Aerospace guys at that warehouse again. That warehouse is I'm gonna go and show you guys the.
That was in the 80s. You could have bought like 2 houses. It does.
I'll show you.
You also have a.
Here's a better walkthrough. This is a complete walkthrough of the whole thing. Let me show you this.
I'm trying to figure out how flying saucers work. This is something to do with it.
It's crazy.
China's doing it. Yeah, sorry about that. Not showing the screen, guys. I thought this video was showing now, so now I have to show it again.
Do you have a signal generator or anything? A lot of.
But this was a really cool conference. Met a lot of interesting people.
I don't personally work here.
Okay. I mean, I know what it would look like. What company? If you had an HP, that would be nice.
HP's all back here.
Oh, you do organize like that. Yeah, HP has a good name.
Oh yeah.
Where are the fan box?
Yeah, this place is loaded to the brim with all types of awesome equipment. This is the Walmart of anti-gravity.
And this is just warehouse 1 of 2.
He said it's just warehouse 1 of 3. Walmart of science.
No, not even.
Yeah, so they got all the old EG&G equipment. Let me show you I have a whole bunch of pictures of all the EG&G stuff. Just some from that whole section. China's already picked through this, man. So apparently the biggest the guy who's buying up most of the stuff, according to him, has been China. So China's been buying up a lot of this old used equipment, which I thought was super interesting. In any case, public tours of Sandia. Perfect. I want to see. Put up a mirror. Can you fly a spaceship into orbit? Prove it. Yeah. Well, we're trying. Yeah, I'm glad you guys like the crash site video. I have a much bigger one that I'm working on. So I put together this. Let me recent projects. Right. So I put together a whole thing. I did it in this video editor that I downloaded, and then when I went to go produce it, I thought it was a free software, but it says like it's going to put a watermark on it unless I pay $70. So I don't know. And then the crash site thing again. We got it. This is so remote, and it's really hard to find if you're not familiar with the area. You almost need a guide, and us trying to go out there blind was probably not the best idea. We found an area we thought it looked very similar to the crash site. There was even an area that was a marker. There was a tree there, very similar to what I saw in the videos of the crash site and stuff. So I put together this whole hour-long video of the whole trip, including the stop off in Corona. That's the mini mart in Corona. And we recorded a bunch of stuff from the trip. There's us coming back into town afterward, all the way to us, leaving at the end of the day and going home at the end of the night. And there was thunderstorms the whole way back. It was a 3-hour drive out there from Albuquerque and a 3-hour drive back. And I'm debating whether I want to go back out there again tomorrow, whether it would be worth it. But I almost want metal detectors and Geiger counters if I go out again to really take some data and really see some stuff. Because we talked to that rancher there. We saw a bunch of cows. We drove down Cattle Road B07 and off of 274 out south of Corona. We had to stop for the train a bunch of times, but it was a long drive. It was really boring, and then it was really difficult to navigate when we got out there and find stuff. So, just so people know, and see that. Again, I'm not showing my video on the screen. But here's the whole video. I think the coolest one I probably post this single video up, This was the cool part because we drove past the road at first, but then we had to turn around, so I cut all those videos out. But then the long drive down Cattle Road B7, where you had to cross the 10 cattle grates to know you were in the right spot. And then we knew we were in the right spot because we just so happened to run into the neighbor and ask him, and he pointed us in the right direction. Although I don't know if we actually got there. I think we did, but again, it's difficult. So I want to go back out there with some equipment. I mean, the idea behind this is that if an alien spaceship really did crash out at Roswell, then there should be nanotechnology and evidence of that left behind some way that they couldn't get rid of. It should still be stable after 70 years, and that was kind of the idea. And I haven't tested the soil samples yet. I took a couple samples, but I'd like to find a way to isolate any kind of nanoparticles from them and just test them to see. So that's the whole idea. Is I might actually go back out there if I think it's worth it. I don't know. I'll see. I'm just like kind of like low on funds right now, and I'm just want to get back on my flight. So I was thinking of renting a car tomorrow. It's going to be like $250 or whatever to rent a car for the day and drive out there. But I don't know if if you guys think it's worth it for me to go out there and really test this Roswell thing, because then I will. Otherwise, I was thinking instead of going out to Roswell, try to go back, you know. So this is 247. Sorry, not 274. It's 247 south of Corona, and that's where you have to go out to here to Cattle Road B12. I mean B7, not B12, B007, and then went down there 10 cattle grates, and then came out here. But this is where we parked, and I think we only got to here. We needed to walk a lot further. It's way more remote than we had thought. So it's literally in the middle of nowhere. I wish we had ATVs when I went out there, actually. So if someone is, interested in taking me out there or a guide or something, that would be cool. But I don't know. I'm thinking I might just go rent a car and go down to the very large array, which is, I think out here. Yeah, here's the very large array. So I was thinking of driving out Route 60 west, going south of Albuquerque and then go Route 60 west out to this very large array so I could, take some pictures under the like contact in the, some real contact in the desert. That would be awesome. You could just walk out there and take some pictures with those giant satellite dishes. And I think that would be a cooler photo op than the one we tried to do in Roswell. I don't know. Unless people think that the data and trying to actually find, some kind of data in the soil and taking some soil samples and mailing them back for analysis, if people think that would be um, a more useful use of my last day in Albuquerque. What do people think in the comments? Let me see. Yeah, that would be cool just to get some footage of the very large array, but it would still be awesome to like go out there and film me, giving some kind of speech. I could write some kind of speech up in front and say it in front of that very large array or something. Talk about aliens. But yeah, I was thinking of doing the tram. I was thinking of going up to the mountain over there and taking the tram up and doing a mountain bike. But I want to go up to the mountain and get to the top of that mountain. I need to go see that mountain. I think that's what I want to do tomorrow. I might do that in the morning. But yeah, let me show some more videos and stuff of the conference because it was an interesting time. So I want to know what people think of this medical technology and stuff. And this isn't the video. So those are the med beds, right? We did these were really cool. So it's like radiant heating and it blows it over your body. And any saunas or spas that want, a really cool thing, they should buy one of these things. I think they're 1,500 or so. But a spa or someone that has a lot of different people that can use it, or even a wealthy person who can afford something that likes a sauna that can't afford a full sauna but wants that kind of warming experience. These would be great. I mean, I've never felt so quickly warmed up being in anything in my life. It's really quite amazing. If I was like hypothermia and needed to be brought back to like warmth really quickly, this would be like the best thing I could imagine. Like, I don't know. I feel like mountain rescue teams should buy these and have these things because they're absolutely incredible. And you should the relax sauna. It was this infrared technology is incredible. And I'm not even like saying that. No one's paying me to say this. I experienced it firsthand there at the conference, and want to show that off. So, all right. So people can see this. Let's see what else was there. So,
Only devices are. So the devices.
all right. So this is cool too. So, this guy gave a presentation.
Next on our tour of Tech Healing Technologies is my friend Joe Blanton over here at Vibrans. Vibrans? Am I saying that right? Vibrans. So tell us about what you have in this technology that you've been working on, and tell us a little bit, my technical audience here, a little bit about how this stuff works.
Great. What we've done is we've started using frequencies that match optimal wellness to the human body. And we've added those frequencies into lasers, into frequency discs, and lotions to help raise your frequency of your body so your body can heal itself. Because the body is natural. It's all about self-healing. So we've got self-care tools to help you, help yourself, help your body raise the vibration and heal itself naturally. Okay? And some of what we've done is your standard red laser has 10 frequencies for muscular skeletal body. And what we've done is add, actually might show better here.
Yeah, on the
Yeah. So with the octahedron and the flat Tesla coil, we've added 92 more frequencies to the red laser. And our red laser goes through clothing, and distance doesn't make any difference. And as soon as that red laser hits your body, what it does is activate the mitochondria. And the mitochondria are the energy producers in our body. So as soon as it hits the mitochondria, it relaxes it. The mitochondria start producing more energy. So we add about 30% more life force energy into your blood in about 30 seconds. It also puts your biofield into a better symmetry to where your body is communicating better with your biofield.
So what are those images? Are those Carillion photography?
Yes, it's actually gas discharge visualization biophotonic camera.
Huh.
And it takes a picture of life force
The
energy.
biophotonic camera.
Life force energy in a drop of tap water. This is after it was lasered for 30 seconds. We started the first test at 33 minutes, but we worked it down. It actually happens in 30 seconds. We had 30% life force energy into your blood.
So what is this graphic? I'm trying to. What's on the axis here? And I can't see. This is a little. So this is the red laser.
Yeah, this is the base.
Violet laser.
Yeah, this is the base.
That's a base laser with nothing.
This is the red laser, and this is the violet laser.
And what is the that
The blue glow is the added life force energy. So the glow here versus the glow here.
on and this is a water molecule?
A drop of water.
A drop of water?
Drop of tap water.
Under what? A microscope? What was this image taken with?
The gas discharge visualization.
Oh.
It's called a GDV camera.
Oh, the GDV camera.
Yeah.
Okay.
And today they got a new version called the BioWell.
That's the biophotonic
So
camera.
life force energy. And the key is our blood's 94% water. That's why we chose tap water. We neutralized the toxins, made the water wetter to where it hydrates the body better. This is the biofield of the person before and after drinking the lasered water. So we bring your biofield
Lasered
into
water.
better
What does
symmetry.
the laser do to the water that changes it? Is this microscopy? What is this?
The microscopy is this is the blood work before and the blood work after drinking the lasered water. So when we use the red laser on the body or use it on the water and drink the water, it separates the blood into free flowing in about 30 seconds to a minute. And so this blood gives you better microcirculation. It gives up more toxins. It takes on more oxygen. It goes through.
I didn't laugh at the guy
So now
live
what
for
you've
the
got is
record.
you got
This is me
30% more life force
laughing
energy,
now,
you got better
rewatching this, and reading the comments.
And that's what the body needs to heal itself, no matter what the medical label is. And so we're all about self-care for self-healing. And so basically it's moving your body into parasympathetic, which is relax and heal. This would be fight or flight over here, the sticky blood. And then we also have pendas here that has 77 frequencies added that take your body out of fight or flight into to relax and heal. And this is a thermography scan done by a chiropractor. They measure the temperature on each side of each vertebrae.
Yeah. I know. I don't. I'm gonna post this video later so people can watch it and go over it. I tried a live demonstration. I don't know if it's placebo effect, but my back felt probably placebo effect. But yeah, he shined the laser on me, and I'm not sure, man. And because I asked him where these things were produced, and he said they're all made in Taiwan, but he said that then we add the other frequencies when we get them here. And I asked him what he meant by that, and he couldn't really, elaborate too much. But apparently, I think they just put that lens in the front of it, which gives it that shape. So it's not just a laser point. It's got this UFO kind of shape, weird kind of UFO kind of shape. Maybe that's what he says means by adding the other frequencies to it, but I couldn't really find any evidence that there were additional frequencies being, pumped into the lasers other than what was, sold to them as colored lasers from Taiwan with labeling, their custom labeling and stuff on them. I don't know. I'm curious, but I'll give the guy the benefit of the doubt, and I'll let people watch that later. But
over and talk to Amanda.
Hello.
Hi. So I saw your presentation yesterday, and I was dying to come over and get an introduction to more about how this technology works in your machine and what you guys have been working on. So we had a conversation out in the hall, and I was like, I wish we were recording that. So why don't we start there with like, the history. I was so surprised because I learned about a little bit about like Royal Rife and some of these electronic healing technologies that were experimented with since like the 30s. And I'd never heard about this stuff before, but I came to Tesla Tech in 2009. And then, it was ridiculed, and like I found like some, weird stuff on the science. And then just a couple of years ago, I started seeing, mainstream medical journals publishing actual articles on light healing and other therapy studies that were done. And they're actually, they're starting to promote this and support it as a legit medical technology now, finally. And I just wanted to, maybe we could start off with some of the conversation about like the history of this and what we were talking about before. So
the 1900s, electrical therapy was very common. It was a very commonplace. In the 1930s, when they standardized medicine, they made electrical therapy, chiropractics, osteopathic, herb, nutrition illegal to standardize it for pharmaceutical and surgery.
yeah.
Right, so that was under the Rockefellers. They standardized the medicine. So in the 1980s, early 90s, Carolyn McMacken got a hold of an old device, which she named frequency-specific microcurrent. And under the device came a list of frequencies, and you would pair the two frequencies together. This is a modern device. This is by InspiStar. This is a programmable device that delivers two microcurrent frequencies at a time. One frequency is for the tissue, the other frequency is for the condition. I connect them to the alligator clips, which are then connected to wet towels. The wet towels conduct electricity into the body.
It's very good. You should try it.
I do. I'm going to do a demonstration probably
We'll get you
later.
hooked up.
We'll do that after lunch. But I want to get the gist of this. And
So we have frequencies like 40 that is very powerful in decreasing inflammation, or powerful in reducing histamine, or even frequencies for dissolving scar tissue. And they hypothesize that the frequencies resonate with maybe a protein structure on the cellular membrane, or the cross bonds on scar tissue enough, you give it enough sustained frequency that they vibrate to break and dismantle. So maybe you're changing the cellular expression by changing the cellular receptors or the cross bonds. My partner here, Sean, he had gotten shingles of his vagus nerve. We found that out. We ran the frequencies that were for shingles, and you could feel the electricity going over the lesions. But hypothetically, maybe it resonates with the virus enough to dismantle the virus. So his shingle outbreak started to recede in about 48 hours of the microcurrents, and then the lesions started. But I was having a hard time because I had my own bias of what frequencies should be working, what was wrong with them, what tissues should I be working on.
Is it different for people, different people's bodies?
Of course it is.
Different people have different geometries,
and at different times. Well, but what is their condition? What would they resonate with? So I had my own bias in that, and I was like, they're not resonating with the frequencies I was taught to use on them. What protocols we were using. I was just frustrated. So then I introduced the frequencies into Quest bioenergetic scanning. So I put all the frequency pairs into Quest. And I let
the Quest thing. So let's go over and show that real quick. So
this is a bioenergetic scan here, and I'm going to just turn them on for you.
So this can actually, this is like feedback. So that system puts energy into the body. It's what's low amperage, low voltage microcurrents.
So it's the same electrical impulse that your body runs on naturally.
Right, naturally. And so that is putting stuff into the body, and then this is like actually reading electrical signals from the body.
Right.
back.
So hypothetically, how they explained it is that this device here, this plate, is emitting a frequency field, or frequency signatures is what they classify it as. And then it's measuring how your body responded to those frequency fields. And if you responded well, whether there was a resonation or did that field help balance your energetic field, it'll populate on the screen here
Interesting.
for us.
So right on the top of this pad inside of here, like I want to know what's going on.
I don't, they don't really necessarily tell you how it works. They tell you how to use it. So I
Yeah.
think there's a lot of legality and safety that we have to go around. I hypothesize that it's a big magnetic converter, but they say it's a quantum software. And so quantum softwares measure frequency signatures, right? That's how they hypothetically work. I'm
Yeah.
assuming. I'm a practitioner more than a scientist. But so I was able to scan in all the frequency combinations into here, and then I let Quest tell me which frequency combinations to use on the microcurrents. And so I take it from this system, and then I put it into the devices itself. And I was really dubious at first, very skeptical, very just praying that it worked. And the first person I tried it on, he came to me, those are just, yeah, you're welcome to open it up. Essentially brass bars.
Just a brass bar in there? Is there two? Want to open it up for me? I can't do it with my hands. So. Oh, it's just a little loop in there, and just
Yeah, it's just measuring
terminal
how you
stuff.
respond. I mean, in all technicality, we could do surrogate testing where we use your hair, your saliva. We're telling in the quantum realm which entity do you want to scan.
There's
Which
the word
entity do
quantum.
you want me to identify with?
You knew it was coming.
So the frequencies that come up on Quest that say that it balances your energetic field, we could put it into that laser.
Yeah, you can program the laser.
So this laser has a copper coil wrapped around the laser. Copper holds frequency. We put it on this plate. The frequencies get imbued into that copper. Then we put it into the laser. The laser drives those frequencies into your tissues. This
So
computer
interesting.
system set
When you
with
were
balance.
showing this off yesterday and describing it, I was just thinking of Star Trek, the tricorder and the med beds, and
Absolutely.
I'm like, this is where the future is going. And
Very primitive.
I don't know.
Very primitive what they have
I mean,
compared
this
to what
technology is
I need to see in the in what I think could be in the future.
And I just used it for
You know,
that purposes. Royal
so-
light frequencies are technically in
Yeah,
this
bio
computer
nerd. I think you need to
software.
open up your mind to some of these ideas a little bit better, because everything is vibration and energy and frequency, and these machines might be primitive and very not anywhere near the level they need to be, but it's still a step in the right direction, I think, for the future of medical technologies and stuff. So I thought it was interesting, at least, to look in the direction of Star Trek, even if neither of these machines don't work. Maybe it should be a challenge. If people, if the bio nerds are really out there, worried about this, why don't and these machines don't work, right? So build your own machines that do work, and figure out how to do these. And so there are ion channels and uptake channels that may have other effects that we're not fully aware of, and that they should be studied. And don't assume that these frequencies have no effect on your body unless you have evidence to back that up. So in any case, yeah, let's go back to this the medical technology stuff. I thought was kind of a little bit.
Was
This
infected.
guy.
Only devices are. So the devices are proven to
So
be safe. and
that's it for the
effective.
medical technology. I didn't interview everyone there because there was a lot of people there, but I want to show. I have Mark's presentation. Do people want to see Mark's presentation, or should we look at more videos from of traveling and the trip? All right, we just got here to the hotel.
Boarding and removing from the aircraft.
This is me on the
If conditions
plane.
on board a flight necessitate, the mask should be removed.
I had to wear a mask the whole time, so in the airport. Going to the airport. This is me going to the train.
were gonna drive to the
Hi, Brittany.
airport. First off, we were gonna drive.
There's me in the hotel. There's me at the conference.
Setting up. I just had breakfast.
There's me walking around the place early in the morning. Oh, this thing was cool, and I don't know. I did interview these guys quickly, but I don't know where the video is.
Oh, are you guys ready for this?
And I gotta find that because I thought that they had a lot of interesting equipment, and I wanted to hear what they had to say and whether they were just bought a bunch of equipment to show off and pretend like they're doing real science, or whether they were doing real science or not. So I don't know. In any case, it's a very interesting atmosphere. Definitely, it's this carnival-like atmosphere, man. It was super interesting. So, Chuck, you gonna take a shower?
I am, unless you were gonna go in there.
No, go for it, man.
Get a little dirt off.
Yes, get all that grime and grease off yourself. And man, Chuck worked on that those cars all day, man. He poor guy, man. I helped him out. I helped him out with a bunch of the little tasks we had to do. I helped him. We repaired a whole bunch of crap on that car. But anyways, yeah, I don't know, man. What do you think what do you guys think I should do tomorrow? Hey, I'm gonna post the StreamYard link and let's bring some people into the live chat. Let's open this up, man. There's only 85 people here. We're all just hanging out. Join up. There's the StreamYard link right there. If anyone wants to join up and talk about all this stuff that's going on. Or even, Bio Nerd want to come on here and talk about why that's bull crap. And, there's some bull crap there. I guarantee, there was a lot of stuff that I didn't show because I was just like, sorry, but this ain't my bag of tricks,
Since I was a baby.
Well, you guys.
These books are cool though, man. And Nathan, what's up, dude?
What's up?
Hey, man. So Nathan was actually here with us and came to the conference and came and partied with us the other night. Do you have a good time, man?
Yeah, it's great.
So you back home now?
Yep, back in Illinois.
Nice. Yeah. Yes, dude. Alien Girl says what's up.
Hey.
Hey, we had a good time, man. That was a lot of fun. And also where's let me just pull this off. I'm gonna remove this for now. Yeah, man. Look, I got one left.
Need some of those DJ, what was that? A silent disco or whatever they were doing.
Oh yeah, I seen them this morning, man. The morning they were checking out, and I talked to those guys. They were cool. I actually got their contact info. So I think they're from California.
So you've been to the crash site. You have. It's like a religious thing.
It was I felt like it was more like a religious pilgrimage or a religious trip. I just I don't know. I just don't know how much I believe the case anymore. I don't know. It just seems like there's so many holes in the story after talking to a bunch of people here about it and stuff. I don't know. Makes me wonder, but I know that there has been some interesting cases, and I wonder if there have been stuff that I just want the hard evidence, man. I want a piece of this, material or that, memory foil or something, man. That just bums me out. more than anything. Thank you for Abraham for the $10 super chat. A demo of the Graviflyer device. We're going to be doing actually when I get back to New York. I'm think that Mark's going to pick me up in New York on Thursday morning, and I'm going to go to the lab, and we're going to try to run some of these experiments live and do some of that. So hopefully we can do that for you on Thursday, because I'd like to get back for Friday and do some streams then. Yes, Chris, what's up, man? Join the stream. Get in here, man. Chris came down actually to the conference too and hung out, man. That was great to meet you finally and hang out and thank you for the extra drink tickets and I used both of them tonight. I didn't even use the other ones. We went and got our own beer and I had more than enough beer to last me the entire trip. So I didn't actually even need the tickets, but it's all right. It was worth the gesture because Chris doesn't drink, and he gave me his drink tickets, so that was much appreciated, dude. And it was great hanging out with you and just talking, and we got to do it again sometime, man. So yeah, I don't want to get political, guys, in the live chat, so I'm not going to show those comments and stuff because I could give a damn what's happening with all that stuff. I mean, you know how I feel about that, and I predicted a lot of that stuff years ago. So, Nathan, what any thoughts on the conference? You got to see some of these presentations. Do you what do you think about?
I've thought about the gravity flyer a little bit.
Yeah,
just design improvements. If it works, you might not even need. I mean, they have the magnets on one of those discs, right? That you could use as stator if you want a rotating magnetic field, and that could get you up to a lot higher frequency. And you could just have like a plate capacitor in between two stators, and then the magnets don't need to rotate. But if that aluminum still needs to rotate, you could still do that. Actually, a stator might cause that aluminum disc to rotate as it's commutating. Actually, it should.
yeah. I'm just debating on that whole device and that setup and whether or not that was, I have other explanations for how that could have been faked or pulled off and hoaxed and stuff. And I don't know. Everything inside me tells me it's a hoax and that it's not.
Yeah, going back, the videos kind of look a little suspect. Then I went back and watched them again. I want it to be real though.
I know. Yeah, I don't know how much time I want to waste on it when I have some interesting physics that I think. We had some good discussions with the Kepler Aerospace guys on different ideas to try, and some of the theoretics and stuff. So hopefully in the future we'll get through some of this stuff because I want to get. I think it needs to get into the material science, and I'm convinced that, until someone shows me an anti-gravity, concept in the laboratory and how to reproduce this stuff, I just can't believe that we figured this out in the 1950s or that the Nazis had this and that any of those, I try to entertain those stories and believe that fantasy, but until I see evidence, it's just like really difficult for me to do that, as the scientist in me, the kid in me wants it, is all for it. And I'm like, hell yeah. But, why haven't we figured this out?
It sounds like you guys have the lab to do it now.
We got the lab. We have the people. We've built the APEC conference and brought the people together. So, if there's anything to this, it's going to show. And if it's complete bunk, then it's going to continue to, nothing's going to, work. And we're going to continue to waste our time, putting together a contraption that, the spinning disc with the magnets and then all this other stuff. And it's just like, we're going to add a whole bunch of complexity, and then you have to do it in a vacuum, and No, next, no. But again, we saw the video, and it looks like the thing. I swear, he's got like a crane or a wire or something
Yeah.
holding that thing up.
Well, every time you build something that doesn't work, one more way it doesn't work.
All right, let's get Jeremiah, and we got Tom and Jeremiah added to the call, so we'll get some of these opinions. Tom, welcome.
Finally, some smart people.
Tom's definitely smart. He's got glasses. So, Tom, you got to unmute your mic, and then I can hear you, buddy. Oh, dude, come on. He just backed
No, the
up.
other button.
Oh man, he was right there, and then all
He
of a
was
sudden,
there. Come on. The
Yeah,
other
maybe-
button.
It's a disconnect button.
oh man, yeah. So how was it out there? Pretty much impossible to even imagine once you're looking at that hill and looking on at all that severe like ground cracking, dense and dead grass in various colors. There's like no freaking way you're ever gonna see anything in there, right? You should go out there at night, and sort of at dawn or something with a really freaking bright light source, and just keep your head close to the light source, almost like a headlamp, so anything that's in that beam path bounces straight back at your eyes. It might help you catch something if it's shiny out there, if it hits that light, compared to like where you'll never see it in the daytime. And then obviously metal detector.
Yeah, you know what we honestly need to do is get like a drone with a big bright spotlight on it and just fly it around.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Until we see glint. Oh, we saw something glinting and metallic, like any kind of reflection, and then go down and investigate it and mark all those spots. All right, now we're giving the men in black too many ideas. They're going to be going out there and doing it ahead of us to make sure they sweep up everything and any last pieces or fragments that are left.
Strange.
Man, by now you got to think, Dr. Hongo.
And scientists broadcast. Suddenly, there were drones spotted over Roswell in mass number. We have no idea why the sudden popularity.
Yeah, metal detector will only detect ferromagnetic materials. If this stuff was a nickel titanium alloy, like this memory metal stuff, I don't know if it would have detected that.
Big coils, and you need resonance systems that can pulse quite a bit of energy out, because there's several different ways of metal detection. And the ones that we're used to, that you find a ring underground or a bottle cap or something in the sand, these are basically tinker toys. They have a high frequency AC, and anytime the impedance slightly changes, and it's more than just a nice even steady curve from the ground, it thinks, oh, there must be something there based on that coupling coefficient. But there's a different kind of metal detector that works by impulse. And so
unless it like rain, because remember it crashed in a lightning storm. So we're going over some of these ideas about material out there and where we should look, because I've already thought about this. Is like maybe you trace the arroyos down and find like places where the stream bends, where silt and runoff could be, and you dig in those areas. I've thought about a lot of that stuff, and the amount of time and you could waste out there on an expedition. I don't know. Would it be worth it? You think it? If I found something, it would totally be worth it. But I just feel like I just don't feel.
Like if you lived out there and you had the time where you were like nearby, you owned an ATV and you spent $5,000 on a really decent 6-foot diameter coil metal detector, and you basically turned your ATV into a rolling metal detector with a GPS.
Yeah, you went out there in the morning with the flashlights and the lights, and you went and looked for glints and
You'd
stuff.
have to set yourself up with a GPS tracker, and you just have to do that thing every single day, grid by grid, square by square, until you literally covered every square inch of that thing that the ATV could go over, and mark the areas that you weren't able to traverse.
Hey, if there's a millionaire or someone out there that wants to fund the project, I'll do that for a whole month. I'll fly back out here with the family.
You have to move, apparently.
I can't imagine it if you didn't live out there. Like the cost of operation would be remarkable, and the inconvenience of actually transporting the thing out there every day. I don't know. Plus, you'd have to know exactly where it was. I mean, just imagine spending a month driving your ATV around looking for crash site materials in a completely wrong area. What a tremendous waste, right? So you would have to make sure at least that you were positive you're on that crash site.
Are there any other crash sites that aren't as well known?
Yeah, there's quite a few of them. There's a bunch of them apparently out here in New Mexico too. So, one of them was the very out at the very large array where I was planning to maybe go, just because I thought it would be a cool trip to just visit there.
Cool.
This, if you go down a little bit ways right here, there's this plain of St. Augustine site. So you have to go down to this place called Horse Springs. That is described. If you go and watch I think it's the Gerald Anderson Roswell interview. Of course, I think that he's one of the liars and hoaxers, so I don't no longer believe his story. But the Plains of St. Augustine historical marker. So this is apparently where this crash was, out here somewhere, out in this area. So you have to basically you have to hike down past Jack Peak, across from this gas station, and go out there, and that's where the second crash site allegedly was, for Roswell. So there's 2 crash sites in Roswell, and I don't understand like how they could, because they're literally, let's get the measurement of how far apart they are. They're literally 168 miles apart. So I don't know if they're from the same craft. Someone said that it bounced and landed in 2 places. So this thing must have been going incredibly fast if that's the case. But again, I think there might have been 2 separate crash sites and incidents. The other one is the Aztec site in Aztec, New Mexico. So
what is it about New Mexico?
Yeah, I know. It's just because I feel like it's like the perfect place to test top secret stuff, because it's so much desert and so much widespread area. So
the biggest justification for New Mexico would be, it's because it's ours and we're testing it out there. Because why else would a foreign visitor from another world need to go to the desert in order to fly around? And why would there's nothing.
So the idea, that the theory that why they were so interested in Roswell is because the 509th Bomb Group was active out of that area, and they were doing the atomic bomb, of course, and that they were attracted there because of the radiation.
Well, yeah, that's definitely a very plausible reason. If you want to investigate some signature of a civilization that made an advancement, some radioactive signature would be a nice spot to target.
You see all the craters west of Area 51?
West of Area 51, yeah, the craters that are west of Area 51.
All of the nuclear tests that we did out there, that's something that gives me chills when I first saw it.
Yeah, the atomic test site is quite a sight to behold, out west of Las Vegas and
Northwest.
Yeah.
But just over that ridge, there's just all those craters where we blew up atomic bombs.
Yeah, countless of them too.
Man, so we definitely haven't been the smartest species when it comes down to weapons testing and technology development in terms of care for the planet that we have to live on. So we didn't do too good with our whole power generation system either. We're still going to be eating poisoned fish out of the oceans for who knows how long. And we'll still see radio clouds on satellite for ages. But hey, it is what it is. We have power, energy needs, and we're a hungry species. But anyways, about Tesla Tech, man, what was the biggest redeeming factor? Anything that really struck you that was like, oh man, I'm so glad that I came here to see this, because if I hadn't come here this year, I'd never seen this one thing. What was that thing? Or was there something like that this year that really struck you?
Just the rise of private aerospace and their interest in the field of pursuing gravity, anti-gravity kind of research or new propulsion technologies. That Kepler Aerospace was there, and that they were really interested in talking to people like
headhunting.
And headhunting. I sat down and had a conversation with them and started talking about all this stuff, and they're like, their next question to me is, "What are you doing for work right now?" And I was like. I told them they got to know me and what I do, and so I thought that was cool. Those guys are super interesting. Although I don't think I want to move to Texas.
I hear you. I'm a sole proprietor for hire, but I won't sign your NDA.
Yeah, that's what I tell them. I'm a sole proprietor for hire, and I'll be your publicist and anything else, but I'm not going to sign your NDA and be part of your secret.
I have much IP and way too much skin in the game to possibly ever be roped into any NDA that might risk my own IP. So that's just too much. And anybody,
No, and what I want to do is be part of the disclosure part of this and the YouTube part of it. So it's like I want to be, you know, documenting and showing all this stuff. So I can't believe 93. All right, so yeah, nothing groundbreaking or really crazy. Let me see anything that I was like at the conference here that I was like groundbreaking or really crazy. Well, I don't know. There was a lot of these interesting stuff that I thought was interesting, but it's like some of it I have to really investigate and try to, like, you know, put some time into, because, you know, there were claims that are made and I don't know if all of them are 100% true. So these guys were doing this.
These stuff where you were over there looking at his, he had a whole water reaction system and whatnot set up, but that wasn't what I really wanted to see. He didn't bring it this year. I'm sure there's a reason for that. I think he was warned last year that he was on thin ice when he was talking about it. Anyways, he has more than just that stuff. He has something that he claims can produce some weight change anomalies, and I don't know if he mentioned anything about it, but David P. would have been a good guy to talk to.
Yeah, I wish he was here, but he wasn't. So this guy's built a little coil generator and hooked up this magnet to the coil generator to generate some power, and they built this Tesla turbine, and they're doing experiments with this Tesla turbine, and they built this system that they claimed it could produce enough energy to power a home, but I just didn't. I don't know if I really saw that. They lit up a couple light bulbs and stuff, but it looked like the energy was coming from this cord right here on this vacuum pump, that they were just, basically doing a vacuum pump. I didn't see a lot of as an engineer, who's designed a lot of really efficient like systems and technologies, I wasn't like super, blown away with their setup or their design or the engineering that went into it. I've seen this Tesla turbine stuff. It's just one of Tesla's patents, but
well, the idea is basically this: when you decompress a gas, you're going to get the sudden cooling where you can take the extra kinetic energy as the pressure changes from one volume to another. So what they're doing there is they're trying to have some ambient heat energy already in the high pressure side where the water, water vapor is coming in, and then by dropping the pressure, they're trying to extract any thermal energy that's already trapped in there by expanding that gas and allowing the kinetic energy in the expansion domain to stick to the surfaces and grab onto them, giving them better flow rates through that turbine. But the trouble is you only get this effect when that thing is spinning like really fast. So basically above 50,000 RPMs when the drag effects become significant and you're having so much outward momentum that even in the low pressure environment, you're still generating this kind of surface tension. And so then you get really high efficiencies, upwards of 96, 97% easy, but they don't happen until you hit crazy high RPM. So it's not exactly the most practical thing in the world, but it can produce, conversion of thermal energy in terms of the water that's already coming into it on the ambient pressure side. Like I said, it's not practical.
It's hard to build things that spin that fast with a big enough diameter to get useful power output from them.
And then this thing was so noisy, it can't be that efficient with all the.
If it's making noise, it's losing power, right? He's like, yeah, I think he said the bearings were the most expensive part of the entire machine. Just to have some bearings that could take the liquid and also take like higher RPM. So I couldn't see that. I don't know, man. It's like there's a reason I didn't go this year. I had that presentation and I thought about actually sharing this stuff out there. I'm like, you know what? It's a little too early yet to dump this stuff on the public, and I'm not going to have the spot to really like have that audience where I can't get shut down, because you don't want to say what you really need to say to the world to a small audience and then let the wrong people find out and give them a chance to shut you down before you have it in front of a big audience. So
right.
It wasn't time.
This guy with his water-powered scooter, he mixed like a little bit of gasoline with mostly water and then powered it off that. I thought that was, interesting. But again,
my mic on?
It is now.
We do hear you.
Is that a good sound level?
Yeah.
I didn't exactly see it, you know, being super reliable. It took him a while to get it started up and everything. I don't know. It was not super
Heard you,
impressed.
Tom.
I was not like super blown away or impressed, dude, honestly, with like
I was really
any
hoping
one thing.
here.
The Tesla electric car power supply guy seemed very thorough with what he's doing.
So you were there, and what did you think about the idea he presented? Because I didn't see his presentation. I might check it out on the DVD. But like, what was his premise on how that thing was supposed to be working?
I don't really understand how he's getting more energy out of it than he's putting into it. But the question I asked him is, did he test it in a moving vehicle? Because that may have something to do with how Tesla was getting energy out of it. Like he was setting up the device actually allows him to extract power as he's moving through the Earth's own magnetic field and stuff.
Well, it works for satellites, right? We can just drag a dip wire off a satellite and generate a magnetic Lorentz flux to push that thing up and down, left and right, and forwards and backwards. And in fact, so much power that the famous NASA tether experiment burned the cable out. So
yeah,
it definitely works. I think that's a really good point. I've never heard anybody present the possibility that maybe Tesla had to be moving in order to take advantage of those flux fields. But I like the idea. It's clever.
Yeah, I do go to real academic conferences. I went to the Cold Fusion conference, and I'd maybe like to go to the ICCF again. That would be a great idea. Excellent idea. I should get back into more of these other conferences. The more academic, the better, because this was just seemed like it was open to a lot of these, a lot of pay to play kind of things and stuff. I don't know. But again, there were some cool speakers that do come and present, and there is some cool stuff here from time to time. So,
guess we'll have to see next year. if he does it next year, that is. I'm wondering if he's gonna push through, because this year I'm sure there was just a very small number of people that showed up compared to what he previously had.
Yeah, it was not a huge turnout, and he barely pulled enough money together to, make it work.
How many do you think was there? Over 100, maybe 100 in total?
I don't know. What would you say, Jeremiah? Like yeah, Nathan. I'm thinking. Sorry. I don't know, like more than 100, right? There was probably more than 100 people there at peak, and then off and on there, because there was different people that showed up each days. So it's definitely more than 100 people, but no, I don't know if it was more than 200. You know what I mean?
Well, and the stuff that I was interested in was maybe 5-10% of the exhibit space. Yeah.
Yeah. I know there was some stuff that was not really, applicable to this particular channel, but
Jeremy, did you ever go back and open one of the tubes with the Asian gentleman who was storing his electromagnetic energy in the metal tubes?
yeah,
Does that sound familiar? I'm just trying to chime in about some of what you guys were saying about. I mean, you did a good job on trying to give everyone a shot. You'd let them do their pitch. But when he said he had
the tubes of the electromagnetic energy stored in there.
Yep.
I would like to actually hear a little more about that. Can you kind of
yes. Okay.
That was like live on the first day. I talked to that guy, and I don't know if I went back and talked to him, because I just didn't feel like it was like, I didn't see, like, I don't know. I wasn't super sold on that whole idea, and I didn't go back to him, because I was just like, I don't know. Man, I'm so skeptical of all this stuff. What if it all worked? But I can't. There's no possible way it can all work, but I don't know.
Yeah, no kidding. You don't remember what his magic electrical tube things were called, do you? I guess I can look him up.
I guess I don't know. Like, I can go look up that video and try to look him up, because I wish maybe I should have gone back and asked more about his process for.
Well, I only ask that because there's another phenomenon of energy storage that's not too much talked about, but Bob Greenyer has now actually attended an APEC conference, which was awesome. He was in the background, didn't say anything, but he was there, and that was the important part. We've been trying to get him to show up forever, and he has his own YouTube channel, the Martin Fletchman Memorial Project, and he just did a video on ball lightning. If you guys actually watched that channel and you wanted to see how to make ball lightning, he just did an instructional breakdown on basically how to make it in the lab. So do go check out that newest video. So he's talked about an energy storage system that uses Ken Shoulder's system of exotic vacuum objects to store electron clusters and use that as a very energy dense storage mechanism that has potentially huge capacity, because you don't end up with the electrons clustered. They're not all pushing apart, so the internal pressures needed to maintain a quantity of electrons in a certain state is much lower, and you can store huge quantities of electrons that are just ridiculous inside these compressed states where they're not basically excited. These chains sort of rotate almost like pyromolecules, sort of like Ron Kita's rotating polar chains on his molecules. So anyways, it's something interesting to look into. I asked about the two batteries in electrical storage system because these other guys just basically use a vacuum evacuated copper tube with a ceramic insulation on it, and then an electrode on the top, and then they strike that with high voltage pulses, and inside they have a cathode which they can optionally heat, but it turns out that in their latest model they don't need to heat it at all, and then this thing pops out these EVOs, and they get trapped in this domain in the ceramic and basically can't pass through, so they start to cluster, and this thing is claimable of producing, or I guess storing, more energy than even the lithium ion density that we have now. So would be interesting to look into it if there was something there. Who knows?
And then I have a bunch of interviews I did with this other interesting gentleman, and I'm not sure which ones I should play just now because I want to. He's got some information about a potential, apparently his uncles worked on the Roswell the cleanup crew, and he knows where they buried some of this stuff.
Hey,
And,
Jeremiah, on that, can I ask you one question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Apparently there's a tree near where you were where they buried a guy, an alien, and I want to know if you could know where that is. It's a tree near where they crashed, probably within the 5 miles or so.
Is this the Aurora incident?
Yeah, they found an alien and examined him and
They
buried him
I
under
heard
a
that.
tree.
I heard that.
Yeah.
Where then the headstone was relocated after people were trying to access it? Is this the same?
that was at Texas, I think.
Yeah, Aurora, Texas. Well, near Aurora. Then they even had a little barbed wire fence around some spot within the area there.
Aurora, Texas. Yeah.
Yeah.
And
I think there was
as soon as there was
reportedly more
interest
than
in it,
one. Yeah.
apparently, like someone showed up and dug it all up, and it disappeared, and they moved the marker and all that stuff. But
can I ask you number two?
Yeah.
Number two, in Area 51, apparently there's lots of tall whites that run around the south side of it. Is that still true?
Oh, so this is the Charles Hall stuff, and maybe we should do a whole. Maybe we should do a whole presentation on that.
I think we need to go out by Area 51 and set up a DJ and some light show and have like a dance party out there. Because if nobody goes out there and does anything interesting, they just go out there and sit. If you want to get some attention, you gotta, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Get some like serious lights and stuff and throw a real sick party.
And just have a party. You're having a party anyway. And if some aliens show up, all the better. If not, you still have a party.
You know what? I wish that I had asked that guy Bob if he had ever found any pieces of metal, and then gave him my number and told him, if like he ever finds anything, to give me a call. because that I regret like little things like that, you know.
Did you have a just even a cheap metal detector with you, Jeremy, when you were out there?
I don't have nothing here, man. Like all my
Yeah,
stuff and
yeah.
connections are back home, and like I don't know too many people out here and have too much access to stuff out here. So it's, you know, I didn't even plan on going to Roswell originally. I was just going to come out for the conference, but then we're out here, and Mark's like, "Let's go to Roswell," and I'm like, "All right,
Damn,
we're
yeah.
doing it." He's like, "I'm driving." Like, all right, I'm coming. So we did, and we went, and but yeah, I don't know. It would be cool to get some metal detectors or some radiation detectors, or like, you know, I'd really have to plan another trip out here to do it, but it's like you almost got to find someone local to go and do it. You know, what's even better is hopefully I'd inspire somebody else to go out here and do that, and we give them the good ideas, and I can help them with the videos and stuff that I've heard, be a better guide for finding their way out there. But yeah, there's definitely some good ideas here. Yeah, so Solar Marshall, yeah, it's gone over 100,000 times with metal detectors. Yeah,
Yeah.
come on, it's the thing. That's the other thing. It's probably so picked over. It's like, is it even?
But you'll still find stuff, man. I've got some cheapos laying around. You can pick up a decent one for $100, a little Trekker too, where it'll ding on anything. You'd be
It doesn't
surprised.
matter if it was 100 million pieces. You
Oh,
know, it's
oh yeah,
got to
you're
be.
gonna find some rubble. I mean, I've been off. You'll go into some forest in the middle of nowhere. You'll find You'll find stuff where you would never have thought people would have ever been settled or anything. I'm sure you'd find.
Well,
You'd
the other
find
thing
pull
too,
tabs
right?
out there at least. Yeah.
So remember what that guy said about BLM. So when I interviewed that guy Bob, he talked about BLM. Okay, so BLM is what you got to watch out for with this stuff. That's the Bureau of Land Management, and they're basically like, they don't want you digging up horseshoes or like wagon wheels, or, you know, if you dig up or touch any of these things, they're archaeological sites, and they're like historic treasures, and and apparently all the alien space debris from Roswell falls under that BLM category too. So if you go out and dig stuff up, and they can actually go after you and confiscate the material.
Yeah, I'm familiar with
everywhere out west. BLM.
So that's what I was going to ask. The specific site you were at was on BLM land, not private land.
I guess. It's all protected by BLM. You know, when you dig up old metal, you dig up any kind of metal or
There's
stuff
the
like
fella, that professor at a university in New Mexico. He's had run-ins with BLM, where he goes out with the metal detectors. He has a collection of little metal bits. I forget what he's a professor of in New Mexico, but he's always getting into run-ins with them out there. I'll see if I can pull up his name.
Yeah, so the Smithsonian SWAT team's a bad day. They'll come in after you get pieces of metal, man. They'll come after you. You know what? Someone should go out there and fake like we should have pretended to find a whole bunch of metal just to see if they came after us, and like, you know.
Need one group to be a distraction.
Yes.
No, man, that is hilarious. You know, I seriously wonder if that would work. Like, if you ever wanted to test the conspiracy, going out to a site and actually like claiming that you found a bunch of stuff that looks really good on camera would be the perfect way to find out, man. You might not like the visit you get.
Yeah, we got to talk to the Bundy Ranch guy. He went to the war with BLM.
Can you imagine being one of the agents that shows up and finds out that they just got fooled? Oh man, hilarious.
Hilarious, dude.
They'd probably give you a very bad day.
Yeah, that's the one thing we worried about was rattlesnakes when we went out there. You know, snakes are snakes, so you mostly have to worry about them in the rocky areas and kicking up rocks and stuff. But you know,
as long as you make a lot of noise, you're gonna know there's
snakes move around. We made lots of noise and stomped hard on the ground so that the snakes could feel the vibration and hear us coming. So. Yeah, we weren't too worried about rattlesnakes, even though I was, you know, in shorts. I felt a little bit better if I'd worn pants out there, you know, but.
Is plague bad with the rodents and stuff out there? You got to stay away from them too.
Yeah. I don't know. But anyways,
Hey,
I didn't
Jeremiah.
find any metal debris, and like I said, it's probably been so picked over.
Me or Jeremy?
Jeremy, I have a question for you.
Yeah.
Have you ever been to Maui?
No.
I would recommend, since you're into aliens and all this alternate tech, to fly to Maui and look for the grave of Charles Lindbergh and walk around that yard for 20 minutes and see what you experience. It's a very remote part of Maui, but I think it'll be very related to what you are into.
That sounds exactly like the kind of thing I should go out and take a look into. Very interesting.
Maui. I mean, it's beautiful.
The one thing to note is where Charles Lindbergh is buried is a very rough, remote part of Maui. You might need a 4x4.
Is there a chance of a connection out there? I mean,
I need to do some editing and chop some stuff down. Definitely, Crepsy.
Hey.
Thank you for the $5 super chat, and that's definitely a good piece of advice. I have to go and take down the stream from the other day and fix the audio problems and re-upload it anyways. So yeah, I should go. I'm gonna do that as soon as I get back. I just don't have the resources or time to do that here. Like I said, I had to download this video editor and then I have to pay for it if I want to actually use it. And I might just wait till I get home and can throw it in my video editor at home to edit this stuff down. But I got a ton of video from the conference and stuff that I still need to go through and edit down and post up too. So
Yeah, we can send you a Vegas link if you need it.
You definitely guys got to go on and check out the other speakers from the conference and find anyone that talked that you're interested in hearing and buy those from teslatech.info. I'm going to do a video on that too, so to help promote those, because that is the best part of the conference is the talks. And I have Mark, I have your presentation here if you want to watch it.
Oh yeah, I do. Can you upload it to your channel? Have a look. I got a video of it, but it was just of me talking without the slides.
Let me see if I can't upload it.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Yeah, there's no new information there, Jeremiah. It's just a compilation of a bunch of pictures explaining what we're looking at.
All right, I'm uploading it now. And I'll post.
With the internet speed we have at that hotel, you probably get it up by tomorrow.
Yep. Yep, that's why I started now, so I can set it up and go to bed. Especially while I'm streaming, it's probably even slower because I'm burning up all the upload bandwidth.
Yeah, I'm surprised the stream isn't cutting out on your end because of it. Well, I guess you are on a pretty big network, though, so that kind of makes sense.
Yeah,
and everybody left.
Yeah, and there's nobody here.
That. Oh, Nathan, you were at Tesla Tech, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah, I remember you.
You got any jet lag there?
I'm quite a bit jet lagged, but got over it already. I'm here at the lab with Tom Butler and Pinky. And Pinky. And we just moved the Alzaphon experiment into the Faraday cage and did a couple modifications to make everything fit. The big electromagnet fit by like 1/8 of an inch through the door. So it's all in there now. We got a lot of space cleared out here in the lab for other experiments. And yeah, probably going to start running it tomorrow.
Cool.
Yeah, back at the lab. Mark, you going to pick me up Thursday morning? Am I going to come there and do some experiments for Thursday? Because I do have to be back, I think, on Friday. It's been, I've been gone for like a whole week. So
yeah, definitely. We'll run a couple experiments there at the lab.
Good.
I'll pick you up. I think you'll land at around 6, 7 a.m., something like that.
Yeah.
That's about right. Also, did you mention how we met Bob the neighbor? That was really cool. We pulled up to the site.
Yeah, I showed the video. I played it. I played it earlier. That was awesome because he talked about how the new owners are not letting people on on there and stuff. But anyways, anything else? I want to wrap up the live stream here. My roommate's Chuck's about to get out of the shower. I think he wants to go to bed. So we can chat for a little bit privately behind the scenes. But yeah,
Okay.
I'll post some more videos of the conference to see what people think of that and stuff. But again, I can't. He wants to sell the presentations, so he doesn't want me to post too many of them. But I can probably post yours anyway, Mark. And then I'll give some links to the other where people can find the other presentations and where they can buy those and purchase DVDs or stuff. So yeah, thanks for watching, guys. Join the StreamYard if you want to hang out and talk behind the scenes. But I think I'm gonna shut down this the live broadcast for now.